Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I am going to ask this. Why is it that white people, both white men and white women, are always looking for a way to get black people to do something when they cannot even do it for black people? They want black people to be everybody's hero. They want black people to be standing on the block for them, but they cannot stand on a chalk for black people. Who are you deceiving? Who are you deceiving? You all have been going around looking for a way to gaslight black people. But you know what? I see you people. White woman will always be a white woman. And that is what you know how to do best. When they try to get you hold of you, when they try to hold you responsible for all the mess you cause, then you start screaming reverse racism when you all are the real racism. Now, how is it that a white woman left all she is doing only to come out to a black content creator's page to tell her that that you should be very thankful for the men that died to free you? Wait, which men are you talking about? Are you talking about your own people or my own people that really suffered through sun, rain, and all that to make sure that the next generation got a better life? Because I need to understand where you are coming from, because you really must be gaslighting at this point in time. Then coming out to tell that you are unappreciated, that telling Crystal Black that you are unappreciative, that your ancestors were freed. I am confused. You all are really moving crazy on a serious note. You know what? Let's get into this video.
Hello there, you most unused color in the crayon box. I could use my over a decade investigation skills, a skill that I have used before my entire adult career, to find you because you don't have a real picture on your profile page at all, including the PFP. But that would be more of a waste of energy coming from my luxurious black self than it is the energy used for your lungs to inhale and exhale life into your make-a-wish blowflower dandelion body. I won't waste my time on your dry dog shit colored ass. Instead, I want to point out that in this almost illegible run-on sentence without an iota of punctuation, you showed your racism long before that last line. Give thanks to the men who died for my freedom, my ancestors' freedom, referring to the white men. Because you couldn't have been talking about the black men, even though you said so. The black men who were segregated while fighting in that Civil War. You clearly think that black people are still somehow under y'all's control in the comment section of fucking TikTok. Cause how the fuck you gonna tell me what the hell to be thankful for and to whom? I wouldn't give thanks to your people if you locked me in a cardboard box with just me and you, forcing me to inhale the fresh whiff of dog air for the rest of my natural life. My only way to freedom was to follow a trail of mayonnaise out that motherfucker. I wouldn't thank your people if you begged. Some people should have been born still, and you're one of them. The fact that y'all think you deserve any type of recognition for a fucking war to free my people, when in reality it wasn't to free them for the purpose of y'all's moral revelation that maybe slavery was wrong after a few hundred years. Took y'all that long, right? But not even then. It was the sole purpose because of industrialization. Even Abraham Lincoln, that same man who y'all cling on to so much, old Honest Abe wouldn't chop down a cherry tree, insinuated that that cherry tree was more valuable than black lives. In fact, he said that black people, no way, shape, or form in his mind, were equal to whites, with his mud-looking ass. And the fact that you think that anybody deserves any type of honor because they stood side by segregation with my black ancestors, pushing them into a battalion because they didn't want to be touched by it, to free enslaved people for their own benefit, lets me know even further y'all didn't deserve a damn thing to help free us from your fucking selves. From your fucking selves. Because the reality is, for you to think that you can take your one marching band ass and respond to my motherfucking comment to beat on the part of the drum that's the color of your skin, tell me who the fuck I should be thankful for, confirms to me that the descendant of those same people still need their ass beat. We already knew it. Whites of the eye-colored people. Before you come in here bragging about how your ancestors didn't own slaves, y'all all do it. Let me remind you that neither in today's day and time nor then is that a brag. You poor bitch. You couldn't have afforded one of my ancestors if they were 99% off. Ho, no, you're not black. Ofe, you're an offense to the natural order of things. Nobody's people should be the color of bone for thousands of years. The fact of the matter is, if y'all weren't so ancestral, you would have died out long ago. And I'm willing to bet your ass got blue eyes. Y'all some nasty motherfucker. Blonde hair, blue eyes is a recessive trait. Why the fuck are y'all still here? You know how to make the score even? You know how to empathize with us? Have you seen the Trump Tower? How far at the top it is to the ground? Have you seen somebody dive into a pool? Have you seen Mayan sacrifices? Combine all three of those things, and you got your fucking answer. 10 out of fucking 10. I saw this comment about 3 minutes ago. In my preliminary research, because again, what I do is investigation. If your name is Peyton Ashburn, I suggest you back the hell up off of me, all right? I might be wrong, usually not. So if that's your name, I suggest you chill out with the comments, all right? Because I'll go find the rest of the information. It's not that difficult. 10 out of 10.
White leftists and keffiyehs are some of the most annoying people on the planet. And I think that a lot of them believe that the keffiyehs that they wear to stand in solidarity with Palestinian protesters makes them less accountable for what's happening over there. And I'm here to tell you, my friend, it does not. You still are a part of the majority of the voting bloc in this country. White voters that vote for these regressive politicians that don't want anything to change. I just find it odd that a lot of you have so much smoke for black politicians, so much smoke for black content creators that you don't have for your white family members and these white politicians that your white family members are voting for. You show us who you are. You've shown us who you are, specifically this last election cycle, with your anti-black attacks on specifically black people and more specifically black women that were telling you to make the smarter choice this election cycle. Because there is a difference between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, and all of the stuff that you're seeing right now where these kids are being rounded up would not be happening under Kamala Harris. This shit wouldn't be happening under Kamala Harris. And you know that. But a lot of you don't care because you know that you're going to be fine. No matter who would have won, be it Donald Trump, who's in office right now, or Kamala Harris, you guys knew that no matter what, you were going to be fine as white people. And a lot of you being white men in keffiyehs. You guys are cause colonizers. Every time you see a cause, you adopt it. You don't actually address your community and the harm that white people inflict upon these communities. You know, white people that make up the majority of the voting bloc in this country. A lot of white people that happen to be your family members. No, but what you do is you come into the comment section of primarily black people that are telling you that if we don't vote smart, we are going to be at risk. A lot of people are going to be at risk, even more so than they were under, say, a Biden administration. Even more so if, say, Kamala Harris would have won. You don't want to see that because in your world, in your warped reality where you surround yourselves with other self-aggrandizing white leftists and keffiyehs, you understand that no matter who would have won, you would have been fine. And there lies the problem. Because a lot of you are white supremacists that don't actually give a fuck about marginalized groups. You just cause colonize to make yourself feel like good people. As long as you have on that keffiyeh, you feel that people can't see your white supremacy for what it is. White supremacy. Because you feel that as long as you're attached to that movement, no one can see your racism for what it is. And we do. We see your anti-blackness on display all the time. The fact that y'all heard Kamala Harris call for a ceasefire, the fact that you understand that Kamala Harris was working behind the scenes to get Biden, a white man, to see that there were Palestinian civilians that were being indiscriminately targeted by the Israeli government, and we shouldn't see them as collateral damage. And instead of you acknowledging that you were wrong about Kamala Harris, you are trying to pretend that there would have been no difference between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and all of these students that are being rounded up by ICE for writing literal fucking letters in a student fucking newspaper asking for their university to divest funds from the Israeli government's genocide of Palestinians in Gaza. You are pretending that that same thing would have been happening under Kamala Harris, and it wasn't even happening under Joe Biden, as bad as he was for this issue. But hey, at least you have that keffiyeh on. A lot of you are willing to hold black people, specifically black politicians, to a higher standard than you are willing to hold white politicians to. Because you expect for us to go high and ignore your white supremacy simply because you have these performative activist things going on in your profile picture. You have a keffiyeh on. You have a hashtag Black Lives Matter. You have a hashtag Trans Lives Matter. You have a hashtag for every single marginalized community, but you don't actually give a fuck about those communities. You only care about performing. And that's my problem with a lot of you. You only care about the performance of the protests, but you don't actually care about fixing shit. Because if you actually cared about fixing shit, you would be calling for people like Jill Stein to never run again. Because she can't win. And there's nothing that she's going to do that's going to fix shit. You will be voting for better Democrats that could actually win, but you don't do that because, hey, the performance of the protest is more important to you. And that's why I will continue to tell my black people not to trust you, not to go back and forth with you, not to even attend a protest where they see types like you attending. Because you don't care about us, but at least you have on that keffiyeh. Performance. Performance is what you're doing.
Why don't y'all go ask the Palestinians why they're not speaking up about Black American genocide? Why don't y'all go ask the Hispanics and the other immigrants why they're not speaking up against 40% of child sex trafficking victims being black children? Since we're talking about getting snatched up off the street, why don't you go ask other races of women why they're not speaking up about black women dying at 3 to 4 times the rate of other races? Ask them why we're being experimented on. Ask them why they're coming in our neighborhoods giving our little girls depot shots to later give them some fucking bone cancer. Why don't y'all go ask the people being put in internment camps why they're not speaking out against black men being put into the internment camps called prison? Why don't y'all go ask somebody else about why they're not speaking up about the lead and other poisonings in the food deserts in black neighborhoods? Why don't y'all go ask somebody else why they're still killing us down in the streets like dogs, the cops are? Why don't y'all go ask them, what about us? Oh, they're going through something right now. They don't have time.
So a person I know is a white leftist dropped down into the comment section of one of my posts when I commented on a friend's post concerning Democrats winning the election and that being important, more important for us to actually stop what's going on now in Trump's America. And of course they do this dumbass shit where they try to draw the correlation between us being more concerned about winning than stopping a genocide, as if we can't do both at the same time. You guys are only focused on one thing. That doesn't mean that we are only focused on one thing. And it's so interesting because I know this person is white. I know that they are white. And the reason why I know that they're white is because they seem to not understand that you can do both. And not winning is not going to stop what's happening to Palestinians in Gaza. Specifically, when you know that Donald Trump is literally saying that that area needs to be completely cleared out. And you know that these Muslim nations are not trying to open up their borders so that Palestinians in Gaza can go to them and get away from what's going to happen when Donald Trump clears that area out. We don't want to hear from white bitches and keffiyehs anymore. We don't want to hear your opinions on shit because we know that y'all don't care. Either way, you don't care who wins because you know as a white person, even though you cosplay as a revolutionary, you're going to be fine. Nothing's going to happen to you. So with all disrespect that I can muster in my veins, shut the fuck up. Okay? We don't care about your opinions at this point. We know that you guys don't care who wins. We know that you guys don't care who's in the White House. We know that you guys know that you're going to be fine because we know that a lot of you understand your white privilege that you have. That's why a lot of you bitches don't get on here and criticize the Republicans, because your family members are fucking Republicans and you benefit from their Republican dollars. And the reason why you're able to be online all day, perpetually online all day, is because you benefit from the money that your Republican family members give you. Shut up, bitch. Let me make this crystal clear, because I had a non-black person drop down into the comment section of my video where I was specifically calling out white people and kafiyas and how annoying they are. And their response was, because they don't have a face on their profile, because they're weak-ass fucking bitch, was, what does this accomplish? What does me calling out white people and kafiyas and their problematic behavior against black people accomplish? Bitch, go fuck yourself. That's what that accomplishes. It's me letting you know how I feel about types like you. You specifically said that you were Mexican. I don't give a fuck if you're Mexican, if you're Puerto Rican, if you're Dominican, if you're black, if you're white. If you are asking me, what does calling out problematic behavior that white people display against black people specifically, what does that accomplish when someone is wearing a kafia simply because they want to pretend that they are not problematic? If you can't understand what that is and why it is necessary, there is no need for me to interact with you. You're a dumbass bitch. And I want you to be crystal clear on this. You letting me know that you are a brown person doesn't negate the fact that brown people can also be anti-black. We saw it this election cycle, how a lot of brown and non-black people acted towards black people that were trying to vote against Donald Trump to prevent all of the shit that's happening right now. How a lot of you display your anti-blackness when black people were telling you that as bad as you think this country is now under Biden, it can be so much worse under Donald Trump. And now you're seeing that. And instead of you saying, okay, these black people were right, they were doing the risk analysis that a lot of us don't ever have to do, you're still being anti-black and dropping down into the comment section of primarily black content creators and trying to guilt them into standing in solidarity with you before you address the anti-blackness that your community displayed towards those black people that were trying to prevent all of the shit that's happening right now. Go fuck yourselves. I'm going to make it crystal clear to all of the non-black people. You will never see me advocate for black people to stand in solidarity with any community that does not do the internal stock within their community, addressing the anti-blackness within their communities, and only getting on this app and trying to guilt black people into standing in solidarity with you when you did everything in your power to undermine black people this election, to divide yourselves from black people this past election. You need to fix the problems, the anti-blackness within your community before you fucking try to talk to us about anything, bitch. So again, I tell you this with my whole chest. Go fuck yourself.
This is all I
How
got
about
from
that?
this video, and I am going to say shout out to Crystal Black. I don't know why, how I am feeling the way I am feeling when she was talking. The reality is that everybody thinks that black people owe them something when black people do not owe them something. And I have never seen people that are so entitled than all these people. People that wake up every day to remind you how you owe them, how you are supposed to cater for them, how you are supposed to be there for them when they are not there for you. And this is like human life. I mean, if you look around, there are people that feel so entitled to everything you have worked for, everything you have labored for. When they do not assist or help you, those people that cannot give you 1 cent, that think that they deserve your thousands of dollars, is the same thing as this. And it really hurts. It hurts because people are going to see you bleed. People are going to see you go through it. People are going to see you work so hard. People are going to see you try as much as you can to keep your head above the water level and still come back to make you feel like you are nothing, and then still look for a way to come to ask for your help. You cannot ask for my help when you do not listen to me, when you do not help me, when you do not care about me. Why do you need my help? Why do you need my help? Why? I need to know why I should help you. You all are so busy trying to gaslight black people into talking, into coming out, into so many things. I am not seeing you people doing the right thing. You all are so invested in telling them that they did not do the right thing for Palestinians, What have you done as a white person for Palestinian? What have you done what have you done to people that look like, what have you done for people that look like me? What have you impacted? What have you done to them? They own anybody nothing. They do not owe anybody anything. And if you think they owe you something, then that is the beginning of your problem, right? Black people are going through their own genocide every day, and I do not see people come out to speak up over what is going on. That is to show you how selfish some people could be. All they want is all they can get from you, and whenever they get it, they run away. That's why they thought that they could also come back this 2025 and get something from Black people, because Black people have been saving their butts all these years. They think they can also come back and look for a way to manipulate their ways into Black lives, into your life. And guess what? Black people are saying no. It's never going to happen. Karen is out there asking a Black woman, are you not lucky that you are freed? Who? Lucky for that? Who freed who? That some people fought for you to be freed. Which people? Is it our own ancestors or your own ancestors? We need to know where you are coming from so we'll know how to tackle the problem. That Black people's ancestors walk day in, walk in and night, day and night in the plantation, got work break and the rest of it. You are asking, are you not lucky that is it your ancestors? Because Black people, the ancestors walked through all the suffering and saved themselves. Nobody saved them. You did not save them. Your people did not save them. So shut that trap. When you people want to talk about slavery, you said you cannot sympathize or you cannot empathize. Which one? Which particular one did you say that you cannot do? And nobody's asking you for any of it. How is that too hard to understand? That is not hard to understand, you know? I can empathize with you on the ramifications still felt today. Still give thanks to the men who died for you. I hope you are not talking about your own people, because Black people's ancestors worked for everything, died for it, made a way for Black people. So this very moment, they are not are absolutely free, and they are still working their way through being free. And you are asking, you are unappreciative that your ancestors were freed? I am confused. Shame on you for coming out on somebody's page to write this. Shame on you that you want to come here to tell us that you are supposed to be appreciative that you are freed. And you all are lucky that you all are not still locked up to this very moment. You see the problem I have with some of these people, that when we talk about reparations, when they talk about reparations, while there is need for, see, she is acknowledging that something like this happened. But then when it is time to talk about reparations, guess what? They run into empty drum and then tell you that they never noticed. So she at least knew a little bit. She knew that her ancestors, what her people did. That, you see, why I keep saying, you see, CRT is a must. And the truth of not just teaching CRT, watch history, teaching the real history. So these people really, they need to buy some sense, because they really do lack sense. I am going to draw the curtain here. I don't want to scream too much. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.